Loyola Academy is an extraordinary living organism. It's an oversimplification, and it misses the point to simply describe it as a high school or a Jesuit college prep school. It's a human organization that lives and breathes. And the organization, this organism that is Loyola, has to be nurtured and fed and supported. And it's extraordinary to watch the people who believe in this place continue to invest themselves in the mission of the place.
Loyola Academy it's a very different school. You're not a number at Loyola. You're definitely, they care for you here. You get a better education within yourself. You grow a lot as a person.
Ninos is just an outstanding gift to Loyola Academy. He's a student that really is just so goal-oriented and works so hard to do well and challenges himself, constantly looking for good feedback, good criticism to be able to grow and expand and challenge himself.
When I look at my friends that I know from like their filter schools, my filter school, where I would have gone, they don't change much. They don't see a new part of themselves. And I think Loyola definitely gives you it's a different high school.
My mother is going through breast cancer right now. So, especially at that time, we've been just struggling.
Zachary is a unique student. In class, he's the only junior in a class full of seniors, which presents a lot of challenges for him. But what I see in Zach is a student that really pushes himself to understand how and why everything works as it does.
The kid is a computer wizard. I just don't know where the newspaper or I would be without him. And I know a lot of what he does here is due in large part to the fact that he is able to come here through, grants and financial aid.
We don't have as much money as others do, especially to, afford all the things that we need to have. But I'm not alone in this journey. I have so many people supporting me. It's great to be surrounded by people who are genuine and actually care about you.
A lot of these kids, that don't have the money, have the drive. And that's really the most important thing. You can't teach everybody drive. Drive is just kind of instilled from within.
I've been living without my dad ever since I was 5. Me and my mom need to have a more closer bond with each other. She's struggling, she cries every night. I try to get jobs and support her. And I don't know, it's just a hard life, I guess.
The first thing that stuck out to me about Gina was her enthusiasm. She's happy to be attending school here, and that shows in the classroom. The way that she interacts with her classmates, the way that she interacts with her teachers. Without tuition assistance, Gina wouldn't be able to come to Loyola and be a student in my class. And the effect she has on other students, the way that she's shared her background, where she comes from, her family life, adds to the students in my class and to the Loyola community.
I love Loyola Academy. It really changed me. Over the years, I found out who I was, and now I'm more independent, I guess.
At Loyola, they offer support groups, and I'm in the divorced parent support group. I think Loyola really helps you find yourself here because even their classes are a lot of self-reflecting, and those to be generous enough to give back to Loyola, I think that they have given students so many more opportunities, not even just money, but gave an opportunity for me to go to Kenya because I got assistance with that. I just got to be here at Loyola, and it's just amazing that I actually got that help.
I've had the benefit of knowing Kayla in a variety of ways. Certainly last summer she spent some time with me in East Africa and got to know a person who was very lively, very energetic, good sense of humor, someone who knew how to make other people feel at ease, but also was very passionate about certain social issues and was willing to really push the envelope on people's perceptions or maybe misperceptions or misconceptions, assumptions about why certain people might have the circumstances they do.
She's a spirited, passionate young girl when she came here as a freshman, and she's still that same version, and she's found her voice. She wears her heart on her sleeve, and she has a fundamental understanding of social justice.
Thank you, Loyola.
Thank you, Loyola.
Yeah.
What really made me come to Loyola is probably the atmosphere, the kids, the teachers. Everyone's going to be nice and like open to everything. Coming from a neighborhood like where school isn't the main priority, in a sense, of like having the best education isn't like the highest thing. So like I feel like I should take advantage of Loyola and like I never take it for granted and just do what I have to do in order to get a great education. And for them to provide assistance is just amazing for me.
He has volunteered since he's been a freshman. Currently he's volunteering at Brandel Care, which is a center for adults with Alzheimer's. And Aquarius, even though he's a teenager and I should be the one guiding him, he really guides me in his actions every day, in the way he treats people, in the way with his positive attitude, and just in everything he does.
It's been very cool to see him grow in his assertion of himself, his knowledge of himself, his confidence around in an environment that he's not used to. You know, he's from the West Side. It's a lot different than being up here in the North Shore. And to see a young man who not only is able to function here, but to actually thrive and be confident here is something that's pretty impressive. And I have to give him so much credit for that.
To come to a private school like Loyola is a big thing for me. So trying to take advantage of it.
I live with my mom. It's just my mom and then me, and I have an older sister who's in college now. I have two younger sisters. One is Genesis, and she's 12, and one is Hannah, and she's 10. And then I also have a little brother, and he's 7. So I've got a lot of siblings, and we all live with just my mom. So, you know, it's hard sometimes, but it's okay. You know, she tries really hard to make sure we get what we need, and then we just able to do our best. I wanted to come here because they had a theater program here, and they didn't really have it at any of the other schools I went to look at. So when I saw that they offered one here that looked pretty good, that's one of the biggest reasons I came here, actually.
Patricia is this most interesting young lady. I love watching her do improv because the other students will be, trying to think of things that can be funny, and Patricia just sees the world in a slightly different way, and her humor comes through, and it's absolutely delightful.
How much she brings to each facet of her existence at Loyola Academy, and to imagine what that would be like without her having the opportunity, and with Loyola not having the opportunity to have someone like her amongst the community. I can't even imagine what that would be like.
It's such a blessing to be able to help children receive an education. You can't really help in all the ways that maybe you would like to, but if you give a family a helping hand, you know that these kids want to be here. You know that they want a good education. You know that they're going to work hard for it.
The generosity of benefactors who have enabled students to benefit from this type of education has given them the tools not only to discover and seek answers to the questions for their own lives, but I think having their voices in our classrooms has broadened the scope and the depth of the conversation of other students who are not in that situation, who maybe don't need the financial assistance.
No one really gets through life without being helped. Everybody needs it to some degree or another. So yeah, it's kind of important for me to, help out and give back to the same people that, gave me the opportunity and give kids like me an opportunity to kind of grow and excel in life.
Loyola has formed me so much as the person I am today. So I just think for those to be generous enough to give back to Loyola, I think that they don't even know how much they've helped so many students here. It's not, it's just something that I don't even imagine if I couldn't have been able to go here.
We had the money for it, and now after, this, economic crisis, we didn't have the money anymore. So we got assistance, and now I'm still able to stay here.
It means so much to me that they'll give me an opportunity to branch out and become the ideal person I've always wanted to be.
Without the financial aid and donations, I would not be here.
I feel like if I wasn't here at this school, I wouldn't have met the same people or done the same things, and then I just wouldn't be the same person.
I live on the west side of Chicago, and it's pretty tough there, and coming to Loyola is a great thing for me. and it wouldn't be possible without tuition assistance.
The idea is that everybody deserves a shot at a Jesuit education, that Ignatian notion that this place exists to help kids discover their talents, their dreams, to teach them how to listen to their hearts, to teach them how to listen for the voice of God in their lives, and to recognize that their entire life is this invitation that comes from God, to test their limits in classrooms and playing fields, to go out into the world open to growth with an attitude that says, I trust that I will experience God in the midst of this day.
I'm religious.
I am intellectually competent.
I am physically fit.
I am loving.
I am open to growth.
I am committed to doing justice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Loyola Academy.